you finally find your people, and then your departure date starts counting down. The café where someone always saves you a chair. The walking buddy who knows the story behind your bad travel decision. The friend who can tell just from your hello that you had a difficult day. And suddenly, all of that ordinary closeness has an expiration date.
And everybody says we have to stay in touch.
Which sounds wonderful in the moment. Then the airport happens, the luggage happens, your sleep schedule falls apart, and 3 weeks later, the group chat is a museum of thumbs-up emojis.
That exact feeling. And I want to say this before we get practical. If leaving a city feels like grief, that does not mean you chose the wrong lifestyle. You can be excited about Mexico City or Chiang Mai or wherever you are headed, and still miss the person who knew your coffee order in Lisbon.
Exactly. The problem is not that every relationship must remain exactly the same. It cannot. The problem is that we often leave with warm feelings and no structure at all. We hope affection will somehow manage the time zones, the new work schedule, and the next 12 unfamiliar streets.
Welcome to the Nomad Love and Community Podcast, Episode 8. I'm Sophia Chen with James Mitchell. Today we're tackling how to leave a place without losing your people, so you can build stronger relationships and community while living the nomad life.
And our argument today is pretty simple. A vague goodbye can feel gentle, but it often leaves both people guessing. A specific invitation is kinder because it gives the relationship a real choice.
We call that choice a departure bridge, not a networking funnel, not a promise to preserve every travel connection forever. It is a small, intentional path from the life you shared in one place to whatever shape the relationship can honestly take next.
There are 3 ingredients, but we are not going to march through them like a workplace presentation. We will follow one real situation, because the right bridge for a close friend is different from the right bridge for somebody you enjoy talking to twice.
Let's start with the part that prevents good intentions from evaporating. Before you leave, schedule one easy contact soon after the move, and one more meaningful interaction later.
So not, I'll message you every day forever. That is a beautiful sentence and a terrible operating system.
Right. Try, would you be up for a 20-minute call next Thursday? The first touch point is deliberately small. It protects the relationship from being swallowed by unpacking, onboarding, jet lag, and the mysterious week when you eat dinner standing over a suitcase.
And the second one gives it room to breathe. A virtual dinner in a month, a shared film night, a plan to meet if your routes cross. You are not demanding constant access. You are putting one meaningful possibility on the calendar before the shared location disappears.
Wait, though, what if the time zones are awful, or one person hates video calls?
Then the bridge does not have to be a call.
Exactly. A voice note with one real update and one real question. A photo from your first week with, what is one thing that surprised you this week? Or a standing monthly message that says, I have 10 minutes and thought of you. Continuity is not perfect availability. It is intentional room.
Put the reminder on your calendar, but make it human, not maintain all friendships. That sounds like a very sad corporate objective. Right? Ask Maya how the new project is going.
Small daily habits create magnetic presence. In this case, the habit is remembering people with care before loneliness becomes the only reason you reach out. And it also lets you notice who actually belongs in your ongoing community. You do not need a calendar reminder for everyone you have ever shared a hostel kitchen with.
Please do not. Your calendar will revolt. There is also a physical side to the goodbye that people underestimate. If you arrive exhausted, dehydrated, hungry, and mentally answering relocation emails, you may care deeply about the person and still fail to be present with them.
I agree with the energy piece. I get more cautious when people hear show up well and translate it into I need a new wardrobe, perfect skin, and a polished version of myself before I deserve a meaningful goodbye.
I'm not sure I buy the idea that practical grooming automatically becomes superficial.
I said it can become superficial.
And that is fair. Let me sharpen my point. Clean, comfortable clothes, a few minutes of grooming, water, food, and sleep are not a prerequisite for being worthy of connection. They are simply ways to reduce the physical noise that makes it harder to listen.
That distinction matters. Someone can arrive in wrinkled travel clothes and be completely emotionally available. Someone else can look immaculate and spend the whole conversation checking their departure spreadsheet. I will choose the wrinkled shirt and the attentive person every time.
Same. The routine is there to support presence, not replace it. The night before, do the boring basics. Sleep as well as you can. Drink water. Eat something substantial. Choose clothes that feel like you and fit the setting. Take 5 minutes for whatever grooming helps you feel settled.
Then, right before you meet, put your phone away and ask, what do I want this person to feel from me? Usually, the answer is, I'm glad you are here, and I'm actually here too. That question changes your face, your attention, even the pace of your listening.
Presence beats perfection. A simple shirt and an attentive mind will carry you further than an impressive outfit while you secretly calculate airport transfer times.
And once you are there, do not hide behind a vague goodbye because you are afraid of sounding needy.
Yes, we should definitely keep in touch. It's friendly, but it gives nobody anything to do.
Here is a more honest version. Start with appreciation. I've really enjoyed our walks and conversations. Name one specific next activity. Would you like to do a 20-minute call next week? Then leave room. If that feels good for both of us, we can figure out another one later.
The last sentence is doing important work. You are inviting them, not assigning them a role in your emotional survival plan.
And respecting capacity does not mean never asking. I hear people say, I did not want to bother them, when what they really mean is, I was afraid they might say no. A clear invitation gives the other person a choice. Disappearing protects you from one uncomfortable moment, but it guarantees there is no bridge.
That is the part I wanted to underline. Ask clearly once. Do not chase. If they decline, respond kindly and let the relationship find its natural level. A no is information, not a verdict on your worth.
Let's put all of this into a real week. Imagine Alex is leaving Lisbon for Mexico City in 7 days. Alex has 3 connections. Priya, a close friend from Sunday walks, Leo, a promising coworking acquaintance, and a larger group that gathers for Sunday dinner.
Alex should not send the same message to all 3. With Priya, the message can carry the weight of the friendship. I'm going to miss our Sunday walks. Would you be up for a call next Wednesday after I arrive? And maybe we can plan a virtual dinner in a month.
Priya might say, I would love that, but next Wednesday is impossible. That is not a failed bridge. Alex can answer, no problem. What is a week that usually feels lighter for you? Specific does not mean rigid.
With Leo, the invitation can be lighter. I've enjoyed our conversations about creative work. Would you be open to exchanging a voice note once we are both settled? No pressure if life gets busy. That honors potential without pretending they are lifelong friends after 4 co-working lunches.
And the Sunday group is different again. Alex could say, I'm leaving next week, but I'd love to join one dinner remotely this month if that works for everyone. I'll send a note when I know my schedule. The invitation belongs to the group, so Alex does not turn a lovely ritual into a permanent obligation.
Also, Alex should not schedule 3 goodbye dinners, a farewell brunch, and a sunrise beach walk in the same 48 hours.
That is not a departure bridge. That is an emotional obstacle course.
Choose the conversations that matter and leave enough energy to be present in them. Build the habit. Become the person who follows through calmly instead of making 12 heartfelt promises while running on airport snacks.
So if your move is coming, start tonight. Make a short list of the people you genuinely want to honor. Not everyone whose name is still in your phone. For each person, ask, what level of connection is real here? Close friend? promising acquaintance, or group connection.
Tomorrow, choose one near-term touchpoint and one later possibility. The next day, send the invitation. Then protect your energy for the conversations themselves. Water, food, sleep, comfortable clothes, a little grooming if it helps, and your phone out of reach.
On the final day, release the outcome. You can show appreciation, ask clearly, and create a realistic next step. You cannot control whether someone has the time or desire to continue. If the relationship changes, that does not erase what it meant in the city you shared.
That is the whole bridge. Remember the person, prepare to be present, and make one clear invitation.
Let's optimize you from the inside out. Build continuity with 2 realistic touchpoints. Bring calm, cared-for energy to the goodbye without confusing appearance with worth. And replace the vague promise with appreciation, a specific activity, and room for an honest answer.
If you have a move coming up, do not wait until the last dinner and improvise through the emotion. Join our Nomad Love and Community course through the link in the show notes. We give you guided habit systems, conversation practice, and practical routines for building support while your location changes.
Start with the 7-day departure bridge sprint today. You will have prompts for choosing the right people, a simple calendar system for continuity, and practice conversations for asking without chasing. The goal is not to keep everyone. It is to become someone who can create meaningful connection, carry it forward when it fits, and let it change without calling that failure.
That's our practical advice for today. Building strong connections is part of building a successful nomad life.
You attract what you become. Become someone who reaches out with courage, listens with care, and leaves a place without pretending the people there never mattered.
And remember,
Optimize yourself. Connect deeper. Live freer.